I have returned for another part, and that wasn't really my intention from the beginning. Um, I was looking over my video and editing, and just so many things landed with me in terms of the world building and things I could try looking for. Um, that has kind of changed the way I view this game a lot, actually, and I really want to talk about it. Honestly, that's all it is. So, this isn't going to be the most exciting part. This is mostly going to be me talking about the world and everything. Now, first things first, these snake-like designs here, I believe they're actually, it was more clear in the credits, I believe they're actually depictions of the gobbler from the Prismic Palace that was Luna's pet at one point. And this kind of tells me that, okay, hold on, get up. Like, all these drawings might have been the product of not just Sage, but maybe Luna as well, as they kind of painted the Cavern of Dreams together in a way. I also discovered two things off camera, and I'm just going to show them real quick. Nothing big or anything. There's up here. Originally, before I understood the flying mechanics, I didn't think you could get up here, but you can. All that's up here is this sort of dragon ducky thing. And yeah, it makes noise. I don't know this. I don't think there's anything you can do with this. I think it's just an Easter egg. But it's very cute. As everything with this game. Now, second of all, there are a few things I want to try in the church. And maybe also the tomb. First of all, I found this in the church off camera. I'm just gonna go up here and show it real quick. In fact, you can go out here. I looked around this area and I couldn't really find anything in particular. Just the fact that this exists down here, or in here, and there's a bunch of fish around. But I've thought a lot about these out of bounds areas, and some of them have really been recontextualized in my head in a very unexpected way that I want to talk about. However, considering that everything we explore are creations by mostly Sage, I think, in the Cavern of Dreams, it's not that the dreams are literal dreams per se, but they are literal creations. So what we're seeing here isn't like the game, you know, like the limits of the game itself, but rather this is like the limit of what Sage created. Like, these loading zones aren't just gamey loading zones. They're actually, like, I assume, some kind of magic teleporter thing that actually do take you into these literal hammer spaces that exist in universe as well. Now, clearly this is a church devoted to Lady Opal. I'll have more to say about that later too, because I've had one massive revelation, to be honest. And this is where the box came from, yeah. The box that the Prismic King took, that led to the downfall of his people. And that's gonna be extremely important, because I have something to say about that. It just hit me while I was watching my video, editing it. Now, next thing I wanted to try was in the tomb. By the way, like, what was his name again? Shelner? Shelner, yeah. Oh, he reacts to me getting all my siblings. I guess all the characters do. They are sweet. I like this little interaction. He's kind of like a gravekeeper for the fish, as we understood by reading the encyclopedia. And I guess this church, because he's not the first one, right? He's had ancestors doing this. So this church is, and this graveyard is for fish. This is a fish graveyard. And that's what this church is for. And I guess they worship Lady Opal as well. Not sure why the flower is here, though. Outside of the puzzle, of course. And of course, here is the tomb for all the dead fish and his ancestor. The world building is incredible. Yeah, I wanted to see, can I put these out? I can? Okay. That's a fun detail. I'm gonna put these out too then. Oh, he reacted. Kids these days, no manners. Back in my days, we tended to our ancestors' crypts 8 times a day, 8 times a week. Oh, that's fun. So this is him then. This is what he looked like. Do you say something? Oh, no, that's just... Of course. Can I see his body? No. I like that there's a little interaction there. Don't think there's anything else here. No, it's just this. Yeah. No, but that's cute. That's really cute. Wait. No way. Wait, really? Oh my god, yes. This is why this game is incredible. Can I smack you too? Yes. Oh, I love that. I also want to try one more thing, because I've been thinking about the elements a lot. No, actually, before I say anything, look at this sun, right? These are artificial because Sage put them there because we're in a cave right now. We're not actually outside. This is all artificial and made by Sage. That's why these suns are artificial. Now, this treehouse is very much like the one Luna was trapped in. What I want to know is this the actual treehouse or is this just like a representation of it? I'm not entirely sure about that. I kind of feel like this is not the one she was trapped in. Also, is this the Pressington button that I didn't quite understand? From the encyclopedia? Maybe. There's definitely like a sun motif here, and the sun and moon motifs are quite readily apparent everywhere in this game, and I think they do have some kind of purpose that I haven't fully figured out, but I'm gonna do my best to figure them out at some point. Now let's see. Just wanted to go down here real quick. Now this is probably nothing. But I thought like, okay, first of all, let's try shooting the duck. It does make noise, okay. All is well in the world. And then I thought like, this tree up here, it's technically earth element according to the encyclopedia, so I'm thinking that's maybe why I could cure the cold with a bubble for the giant, because he's earth element too. Does this... No, I guess this doesn't do anything. I have an idea regarding this tree. This is mostly a fan theory though, and that is where this path would have led, normally speaking, but it has been blocked off in my headcanon, and there's a reason for that, and I'll talk about that a bit later. Not right now. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna head over to the Prismic Palace, because that's where like the really big stuff is, in terms of my revelation, and this about this game's lore, and I'm very excited to talk about that, because when that hit me, I was just like, oh, damn. Like, oh, shit. That's totally what that is. Like, let's just get over there and I'll talk about it. The fact that these two worlds are connected is also probably not a coincidence, I think. Now, one thing I want to know is, was this always snowy or was it because of the box? I'm not quite sure about that one. However, what I came to realize about this kingdom... So yeah, this is the kingdom of the ancient race that disappeared. We already know that. They're also the race that kind of went to war with someone, right? And that's why Lady Opal didn't want to work with them anymore, and that's why they cut her heads off. Or, you know, yeah, the statues' heads off. And this is so cool. I need to talk about it. I understand what this race is. And how it relates to Luna. I just need to find some of the signs here. Like, first of all, look at this sign. That is a bat. They also mention, don't climb the palm trees. It's unbefitting of a winged one. These were winged people, right? Now, here's the big one. And, I mean, maybe other people probably figured this out already, but it's big for me, okay? So, Luna mentions that her dad was not that great towards her, and she mentioned that he was cold and still. Now, when you look at these frozen people here, you can tell that they're actually bats. And I don't know this for sure, but this guy here might be Luna's father. And that's what she meant, that he was cold and still. For some reason, she survived the purge of the box and didn't get frozen with the rest of them. And she's like the last of her kind or something. And that's when Sage adopted her. And I guess I don't know how she survived. She might have been out of this world at that point when that happened. Maybe she was playing in Lost Leaf Lake. I'm not sure. But it's kind of really tragic and sad. And that war that they mentioned, like that Lady Opal didn't want to help them with, I have thoughts about that too. Let's go back to the place in here. This is so exciting. Let's just head up here real quick. This here, this sign. We shall claim the skies shall become blue, and we shall fly in them freely. They had ambitions. They may... Okay, this is obviously just headcanon. I don't know if this is actually true. But they felt trapped in the Cavern of Dreams, and they wanted out of the Cavern of Dreams. Now, how did I figure out that... There's another reason I figured out that Luna and these people are the same. And that's the crescent moon motif. This is a bad place to talk about that, because this is not a place where you can find that motif. But I noticed that the crescent moon motif is present in the Gallery of Nightmares. It's also present in Mr. Carrington, which we know was made by this race. And I think it's present in the depths of the cavern. And it's present somewhere in this level too, I'm sure. And I just realized, like, yeah, of course, they're bats. Also, I'm noticing these fishes here. These are the same that we saw in the church in Lost Leaf Lake. So I'm thinking they might be behind that church or something. You know, we don't know when this race came here. And we don't quite know where they came from, but they might have possibly come from space. Because there's a lot of star motifs as well. And they have a fascination. Like this people has a fascination with the stars. Now, whether that is because they actually come from space or they just want to go through space to get to somewhere, that is something I don't know yet. Also, real quick, I need to check. Were there flames to put out in the room down here? Because now that happened in Lost Leaf Lake, right? I need to check. Were there flames here? No, I guess not. Though I don't think I ever flew around here. But look, yeah, the fish motif is here as well. So it's the same kind of architecture. So yeah, they probably built the church, which would make sense, yeah. I'm gonna head over to the observatory, because I have an idea of who they were going to war with. And possibly why. As soon as I find my way out of here. Oh, and also, the fact that the Gobbler is here Luna's old pet. Well, this is Luna's old home. So it makes sense that he's here. This is so well planned out. Now the observatory, okay. This fascination with the stars. Look, here's some moon motif, I guess. But look at the constellation that they were watching out for. What is on this constellation? That is a winged serpent. Now, what is often considered winged serpents in lore and legends? You're looking at one. Dragons. Oh, this reset. Okay. Can I actually fly out of here? Hold on. I can! Oh, I haven't been out here. Is there anything here? Whoa! There is something here. I haven't seen this. Okay. Wee! Oh, I love that. That's so good. I'm thinking... Because here's the thing. There's also a sun motif in this game. And what's interesting about Sage is she kind of combines both, like the sun and the moon. And like, okay, so if the bats were the creatures of the moon, then what are the creatures of the sun? Well, the bats were trapped in this cave. They wanted out. They wanted the blue skies. But they had to go to war with these dragons. Why? Because the dragons are the people of the sun. They are outside of the cave, as we know, because Finn comes from outside the cave. And when you leave the cave, there is a sunlight. You know, when you fly out, there's a blinding light. That's from the sun. Now, it also mentions that Finn's parents disappeared suddenly. That's because they were probably killed in the war. So, both Finn and Luna are war orphans. I also noticed that in editing, that I might be able to talk to him, because... Hold on. Yeah? It's a little tricky, because I keep jumping. Oh, crap. Oh no, its tentacles are stuck to the ground. Oh, that's not intentional. Now, last thing in this world... By the way, this is why these exist too, right? Because bats lived here. They can fly around. And this is all artificial too when you think about it, because this guy is basically a star in the sky. And who knows where the snow is coming from, but this doesn't feel natural. Also, these guys. I forgot to talk about these guys. Twinkling star in its eyes. Yeah, look at this. This wasn't obvious to me immediately, but look, there's a door here. There's an entrance. And this is going to come back and become important very soon. But look at the door. That is the bat insignia. That's Luna's people's insignia. So, what's the deal with this? I don't know. Maybe there's a mystery to be found here. If you could shrink Finn down. However, this is about to come back in a big way too. Look at its shell. Alright, just look at it. Keep this in mind, okay? Because I noticed this in editing. Now, this is the entrance to this world. What do you see here? This is the shell of one of those snails, serving as the entrance to this world. And it gets even better when you exit the world, but I'll do that in a minute. Hold on, I'm just going to make sure. Yeah, because there's another thing I want to talk about, and it's this area over here. Now, obviously, this was some sort of beach at one point. I don't think this world was always frozen like this, because this looks like a beach area you would go to relax in. I think this world is entirely frozen because of the box. It was probably very different at one point, like much more green, perhaps. And then this place. Okay, this is a fan theory as well. Okay, this is complete headcanon. But what if this is where Luna was when it all went down? When the box was open, everything froze over. What if she was protected from its effects by being sheltered in this cave? And then she came out like this, saw that everything was now frozen, flew away like this, and into her father's castle and found him and all of his servants and all of her people just frozen over, and she was all alone. And that's when Sage came around and adopted her. Oh yeah, by the way, here, another example of the fish motif existing in this kingdom. Also, little touch, but I didn't consider this when I was playing before. Can I shoot these? No. Lady Opal here. It's just a cute touch. In the Gallery of Nightmares, I had to bring her head back to her, which is really cool and fitting because that's what happened to all the statues when the Bat People kind of betrayed her in a way because they were going to war, and she was like, no, that's no good. Now look here. This entrance is one of these crystal snails. And where we saw the door before is basically the entrance to this world. Like, it all adds up so perfectly. Is there anything here? I'm just checking. You know, maybe there could be a hole in the ceiling or something. You know. Oh my god. I was joking. Wow, okay. What's up here? Another rubber ducky. What's the deal? Well, personally, I like the dragon rubber ducky better, but I guess I'm biased. And then, of course, okay, now, oh, I'm so excited to talk about this, because now we're heading to Mr. Carrington, now we're heading to the Airborne Armada, because, oh man, do I have thoughts about that. Yeah, here's the Crescent Moon. Question is, why are the dragons... I mean, the dragons are kind of portrayed as evil serpents here, right? Kind of showing that, yeah, they didn't really care for the dragons, because they were jealous of them. Alright, I'm going to head over to Mr. Carrington here. Oh yeah, just a quick aside here, just to show you what I mean. Here's like the sun motif. And if you look here where the exit is, that's sunlight. That's like real sunlight. Not the one that you can find in Lost Leaf Lake. Everything down here is artificial. Because it was created... Because it's a cavern. It's not real, you know. It's not outside. Anyway. Let's see. Where's the teleporter? Oh, come on. Here it is. I have a revelation about everything here as well, okay? By the way, do you see all the moon... Like, see all the moons here? Yeah? This was made by Luna's people. All of this. Okay, now look. They were going to war with the dragons. How are they going to do that? Well, they're going to build an army, right? They're going to build some kind of war machine. And of course, as we know from the encyclopedia... Yes, as we know from the encyclopedia, this was made for war by these people. And we can kind of tell too, because if you look at the wings, they are actually bat wings. And... Also, now that I think about it, everyone kept mistaking me for Luna because I have similar wings. So the dragons and the bats are kind of like two sides of one coin, which is very fitting. Also, if you look at the designs of these look like bat heads. You see that? These are bat heads. Also showing that, yes, the bats are this ancient people. Now finally, what's the purpose of all of these, right? Because that was a mystery to me. Like, what's the purpose of all this? Why are they growing all this stuff here from the Cavern of Dreams? Why are they keeping all these creatures from the Cavern of Dreams here? Oh, there's a good reason. Because they're invading the surface. And they're moving all the things that they will need to sustain themselves. For the long journey ahead, I suppose. Because you look here, like these guys here, they are edible, they're food. The trees and the mushrooms might be some kind of food too. And then this place over here... Well, maybe this place... Notice, this place is far out here because bats made this so they could fly here. And like, what would be the purpose of this then? Because, you know, it's not food, it's not, you know, plants and you know, vegetation. No, this is potentially... Oh, I just realized! Holy shit! This tree. This isn't a regular palm tree. This is one of those palm trees from that kingdom that they brought over. And now that I think about it, when I went out of bounds in the last part and did the ring challenge in one of these domes, I found one of those glittering palms out in the open because it was being, you know, moved from their kingdom. They were taking things with them. And I guess this place here has more of them. Also more rubber duckies, that's important. And this might have just been like a relaxation. And here's the big thing. Notice how this is tropical, right? Now in their kingdom, there was a beach like I showed you. And I think this is what that beach used to look like. But it was frozen over. Now the question is, I think, I'm not entirely sure what happened, but, oh wait, I just realized something. These rings, I thought it was weird, there was no challenge behind them. These are here for the bats to practice or something, or play with. It's there for fun. And like also, these things, they are from the kingdom. We see these in the Prisby Kingdom. I guess in that sense, this is actually also here to preserve this wildlife and bring that with them too. So they weren't just going to war, they were moving everything. Because they wanted to live on the surface. They wanted to be free in the blue skies. Oh, okay, interesting. So here's like this war machine they tried to take. Now, the box, the evil box that brought the end to this people, did that happen before or after the war? I'm gonna say it probably happened after the war. Which tells me, considering the king, like, they didn't really successfully invade the surface, I guess? Or maybe they did, I don't know, like, a lot of dragons apparently died, because, you know, Finn's parents vanished. And he has all his siblings to take care of. I don't know, but considering that, it's hard to say, it's really hard to say, like, because... I mean, the implication... Actually, hold on. I need to check these. They were growing these for food. You see that? That's what that is. They were growing these for food. The same food you find in Lost Leaf Lake. Now this... I didn't really think about this. Can I... No. I need to... Oh my god, I can read these! Shrooms could be utilized to quickly deploy troops onto the battlefield. Or put them in advantageous positions. Holy shit, I'm right. I am right about this. Wait, can I read this? Saplings could be a valuable source of nutrition considering their incredibly quick growth. I am right about this. Wait, was there more things to read? I don't think so. But I need to check. So these are little pocket dimensions created, much like, you know, other pocket dimensions, like the church was created for these different areas. This was created to house all of this. Oh my god. And these rings are for training, because the shrooms are made to deploy troops quickly. That's why they brought them here. It's training for the troops. And here, yep, here's the thing I was talking about. That's why he's here. These guys are being imported, I guess. Or exported, I suppose. And these shrooms are growing. I'm not sure if they're growing intentionally or not. Oh, there's so much thought to put behind this. I'm not even done. I have more things to show and talk about. Let's see. I just need to... Whoa. Look at this and recontextualize everything. This is a star motif. I'm not sure. I am not entirely sure what the star motif is. Again, if the bats came from the stars, or if they're trying to head for the stars, or both, I'm not entirely sure. But this makes so much sense. Was there anything to read or look at here? I forget. No, just more mushrooms. But wow, I was right. I was right about all of it. Like the thing that I thought was like a dragon bouncing on the mushroom on the painting well, not the painting, the thing in here, that thing, that might not be a dragon. That might just be one of the bat soldiers. It does look like a dragon though, but that wouldn't make any sense. I'm thinking it's a bat. Like dragons or bats are basically, like I said before, two sides of the same coin in this universe. The bats are of the night, the dragons are of the day. And this thing here is just filled with the imagery. So question is, what happened? Like, since Finn's parents disappeared, I am gonna, like I said, assume that they were successful in some way of invading his world. But clearly things didn't pan out super well. So, because, like, why would the king... I assume they lost the war. I can only assume they lost the war. And they had to return to the cavern. And that's when the king basically decided, you know, I need eternal life. You know, as it said, he sought conquest. He decided he needed eternal life. And, you know, because, you know, he needs more time. He needs more time. He needs revenge on the dragons or whatever. And that's when all that happened. Brought about his own ruin. And that kickstarted everything with Luna. And yeah, you see here, this is the imagery that Sage uses, moon and sun. You look at her. She has moon imagery, and also the stars, but she also has the sun. So it's actually three things. It's the moon, the sun, and the stars. And this star thing here as well. I'm not sure what the star thing is. I am not sure. But it's very, very fascinating. Now this ball, okay? This is really sinister. Because this is something I realized, okay? So, Sage clearly made this ball for the sake of my siblings to play with, right? Innocent enough, yeah? Okay, now. Oh, but do I have thoughts about this? Oh, yes, I do. By the way, I realized also later that, of course, what we see here, this tower is Luna's workstation. Also, her name is Luna. The moon. Yeah? Yeah. Luna also mentions that Sage could do cool things like create big dragons. Question is, did Sage create... It's possible that Sage came from the stars, because she's the one who made this cavern, right? And maybe she created everything. And then her creations kind of ran out of control. Because it said she was trying to, control her creations, and it didn't lead to anything good. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. But I think that there might be something to that, actually. Because we look at this. This is also themed after Lost Leaf Lake. But okay, let's just have a look at this real quick. God, I'm excited. This place is actually, I think, themed after Sage, because we found her card here. Just gotta get up here. And there's a sun symbol. And right next to the sun symbol is, I assume, me or another dragon at least. And there are dragons floating around. These are like the winged serpents. And they kind of represent different elements, it seems. So I'm thinking maybe Sage came from the stars and created everything. She created, yeah, she's the star. She's the star in between everything. She made the sun and the moon in that sense, I guess. It's all conjecture, of course. But I can't help but think about it, you know? It's because the star motif is all over this place. Even the fence has stars. And the big dragons that Luna mentioned that she created Although these might not be the literal ones. But the literal ones would be the actual dragons that Finn came from. Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of thinking while I'm doing this as well. Oh yeah, and if you look at the fencing here, it has the moon motif, because this is Luna's domain. Was there anything here? I mean, the hunger is just some weird dimensional monster. I'm not sure why it's here, honestly. And I'm not sure what the purpose of this is, other than, you know, worshipping Lady Opal, because this is another beheaded statue of her. I can't really think of anything else to say about this place, though. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but I don't know what, in that case. I think there's more moon motifs here. Also, again, the stars. You can see the stars up here. There's still that fascination with the stars. This entire area might just be a sort of creation of Luna, though. It's hard to say. But it just might be. Actually, I need to check behind here. I need to check the imagery behind here just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't fall down. No, I'm pretty sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay, let's head into this level, because boy oh boy do I have things to say here about a certain something. Actually, these paintings, first of all. Like, there she is with Mr. Carrington. Makes sense why she's there. This is... I recognize it. I just can't recall where this is, but it's clearly star motifs, I think. Maybe that's actually the Prismic Palace? No? This looks like kind of space. I'm not sure. This is one of her creations. This is like one of the spooky places. This place fascinates me, because where is this? I don't recognize this place. Could this be the surface? Or could this be what her home looked like before it froze over? Don't know. Let's see, I don't think there's anything else here. Let's see. Fiery snakes. Yeah, the snake motif is interesting. And what was the motif here? Just kind of spooky stuff, I guess. I mean, a lot of this level is just, you know, her artistry coming through. You know, her personality being expressed. Also, there's a moon on that platform also. Oh, actually, I need to talk about this too, real quick. There's so many things I want to talk about. This is not the big thing. This is like a smaller thing. But I think it's important nonetheless. Let's just head down here. So, first of all, this face kind of looks like a... I guess you could argue it's a bad face. You find these eyes inside of Mr. Carrington, so maybe there's some relation there. That's not the thing I came here to talk about. I came here to talk about this guy. Wait, I just noticed something. The imagery here. These squiggles and the stars. This is the same things you see these in the Prismic Palace. Maybe the bats did come from the stars. I don't know. No, I feel like they're still creations of Sage. I could be wrong. But the haw here, or whatever. The entry is very telling here, because the entry, let's check out the entry again. Who was that? Eternal, yeah. Wait. The soul of a fallen soldier? It becomes peaceful and wait! Could that be like a dead soldier from Luna's race? It becomes contemplative by moonlight. Maybe. That's a bit of a stretch, but maybe. But this... It wants to laugh alongside someone, but its dangerously toxic skin means it rarely gets a chance. What I realized is that, why is this here, right? Why did Luna either create this or put it here. And there's a good reason, right? Because it's like a kindred spirit for Luna. All this thing wants is to laugh alongside someone. But it has toxic skin. So, you know, it's dangerous to people even though it doesn't want to hurt people. And it's a lot like Luna herself, you know. All she really wants is to be loved. But, you know, she's a little dark and different and scary, so she pushes people away. Even though she doesn't want to. It's very sad. But it's about to get even sadder, because I'm about to go to the real thing I wanted to talk about. Let's see. In here. This here, I do believe, is actually Luna's real prison, if you will. Because it's also themed after Lost Leaf Lake, as you can see. Now, the thing I realized, if you look here, this fence has the star design, which kind of tells me that maybe this is Sage's doing, which it makes sense. And here is that ball I was talking about. Sage made that ball. Why did she make that ball? Because we wanted my siblings to have something to play with. But this place is where Luna was put by Sage, basically to be locked away. And Sage just left this ball here for her to play with. In her isolation. Oh, almost burped there. I wasn't about to cry, I was almost burped. And this entire area here, this is what I came to realize. This whole place here. First of all, this is headcanon, but I suspect that one of these paths might have originally led to where that lone tree is in Lost Leaf Lake, in the vertical section. Maybe, but that's not important. But why is this here? This is here, I think, because this was Luna's living space. This is what Sage made for Luna to live in when she locked her away. And obviously it's been abandoned. Like it has cobwebs and everything. And yeah, that's why this is here. And I think that's really sad. Like imagine your whole existence after you upset who you basically consider a parental figure is that you're locked away here. And this is all you have. This little house and everything. And this little ball to play with. And this whole area to just fly around it in your lonesome. And again, maybe this area here was once like a vibrant hub that led to Lost Leaf Lake, and then it was blocked off or something. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I think I might be onto something here. And it's really sad. It's extremely sad. It's very tragic. And it really makes me appreciate the world building and the villain. Because she's not really a villain. She's a war orphan. Just like Finn. And all she wanted to do was to be loved, but she was different, you know. She was of the night. So she was considered scary and locked away. While Finn and the dragons were considered much more favorably. Because they were of the sun, you know. They were more acceptable according to Sage. But then at the end of the day, like, Sage made a huge mistake, right? And I think the ending of this game is so beautiful because of that. Because she finally kind of gets the love she wants. And she gets to fly out of the cavern. Because that's what she does at the end. She also talks about, in her workshop, that Sage's creations being filled with orphans that were sad, you know, Finn's brethren, his siblings. That was the perfect thing, but then Finn ruined it by saving all of them. Why would she do that? Well, she's an artist. She's trying to express how she feels through her artistry. Sage's worlds, who are supposed to be these happy creations, they are filled instead with orphans. Abandoned orphans. Not only does that relate to Luna herself, but perhaps also the world events of this game. I don't know. Just some food for thought that I came up with while editing a video for this game. This will probably be the final part, as a little addendum, if you will. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll see you on the flip side.